Okay, my name's Zakashi guys, and in this video here we're going to be discussing the 6th anniversary, and as you read on the title and the thumbnail, why it could possibly bring us 2 ultras, most likely in the part 3. Now this is a theory that's not just made by me, but I think a lot of people in general could actually see this being foreseeable, given that we've already got a lot of ultras in the game. But I'll give you an exact theory for why it's very possible this year more than ever. I do understand as well, it's almost like every year since we've got ultras, it's like, oh, we could get 2 ultras, or we could get an ultra legendary finish. The hype always comes up with the fact that we've already got a lot of ultras, so we think, okay, cool, they're gonna give us a new set of ultras, maybe twice, or maybe one ultra banner with multiple ultras on that same banner. There's always these things that pop up for speculation, but more than ever, I think if we're gonna get 2 ultras at once released on the same day, it would be this anniversary, the 6th anniversary. But before we get further into the video, gotta do the normal checkups on you guys. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Let me know you guys' Chrono Crystal count. I know they dropped Ultra Vegito Blue rerun, and they recently dropped Ultra UI. He should be gone by now, maybe when I upload this video, I'm not sure. But those 2 banners releasing at the same time is quite a big deal. It could easily bait your Chrono Crystal, so I could very much understand if they did do such a thing. Anyways, that's enough yapping for the start of the video. Let me get into expressing this theory and how reasonable it could actually be. Right, so for this theory to apply, we got to look at all the anniversaries that we've got so far, specifically the 1st, 2nd and 3rd. These 3 anniversaries are literally the template for what we've got in the future for when they've released ultras for the anniversary, going from the 4th, the 5th, and what we're going into the 6th. So in the 1st anniversary, they dropped the 1st anniversary Super Vegito. LF Super Vegito, he has a Zenkai now, he's purple. He was insane for the time. A lot of you guys remember, they put it around the Gods and Super Warriors type of things, and it was super good. It was a super good time for the 1st anniversary of the game. A lot of people enjoyed it. If you weren't there, you should definitely go look up how hyped it was, especially because of the release of Super Vegito. They revealed him in like a battle hour or something like that. It was a tournament basically. It was super good, Vegas tournament. But yeah, that's the 1st anniversary. I'm not going to go into details. It's really just the premium units that we're looking at for these anniversaries. In the 2nd anniversary, they dropped Legends Limited Vegito Blue. This unit is known as a terrorist throughout all Legends history. They had to change the game mechanics to stop this guy, and when he released, there was barely any cover change units, meaning that when he was on the battlefield, he was chaining his strike cards, being able to get your whole health down in just one combo. Something a lot of units can do now, but they need the cover no and the extra cards to be drawn. But LL Vegito Blue was just pressing the strikes. He was just pressing them without any extra effort. It was super easy for him. Legend Limited Blue unit, super valuable. His legendary finish is one of my favorites personally. I love when he backflips out. It's neat. That's 2 anniversaries down, but the most important one for this theory is the 3rd anniversary. Now in the 3rd anniversary, we got 2 Legends Limiteds that dropped. You already see the pattern here. You might have been able to piece it together already. But we've got Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Corrupted Zamasu. They dropped on the same day, and you had to decide which banner you preferred more. In most cases, most people just summon on both anyways, but really and truly, if you're free to play especially, you can't just go in on both unless you're super lucky. You'd be dividing your Chrono Crystals with the likeliness of getting nothing, but you can go all in on one and get that one unit. Even though the odds are meant to be equal, it doesn't feel like it, so most people will just pick one more than the other, and you're probably building one team more than the other. Future, Fusion Warriors, GT, those were pretty much your options. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, he also has a Zenkai now. He's looking super good. Obviously with the meta kind of moving forward to like Lineage of Evil, powerful opponent, G4's kind of been replaced as well with Super Baby 2. So I'm not going to say he's super fine, but the unit itself is pretty nice. I like using him. I love the backflips on the green card. His ultimate arts looks amazing. And CMZ, he's completely phased out. Future needs a complete revamp. Nobody's seen him. Even when he got his plat, just didn't do nothing for him. So CMZ, his LF is pretty nice, but he's not really cooking, so that's unfortunate for him. But those were the 2 LFs we got in the 3rd anniversary. Now, with those 3 anniversaries, it set the template for what we'll be getting forward from that point. In the 3rd anniversary in that same year, we had the amazing, and I mean amazing, festival where they dropped Blue Boys and Sword of Hope Trunks. If you don't know who those units are, you gotta look them up, but I'll show you on the screen anyways. They were 2 Legend Limited units that really had the highest peak for any festival in my opinion. But right after that, they gave us the most beautiful thing we could have imagined. Nobody expected it. A new rarity, Ultra Super Gogeta dropped. and this is where we get the start of the Ultras coming forward. Now, we gotta move on to the 4th anniversary. The festival isn't that important, but it's just the fact that the Ultras released at that point. In the 4th anniversary, we got Ultra Super Vegito. Now, why this is important is because it's 3 years after the 1st anniversary. 1st anniversary, we got Legends Limited Super Vegito. Obviously, they planned that out perfectly. There's no way it was just coincidence. Maybe they didn't have the intention from the start of the game's release, but of course, with the way it worked out, they got their money up. They got the hype in the game up. It was beautiful. So 4th anniversary, we got Ultra Super Vegito. We know his Ultra Ink art is super beautiful. His animations are nice as well. People don't like his kit that much, but he comes with endurance, so he's a super safe unit to run, and he was very much OP when he first released. He was the best in the game. Just like pretty much every other Fusion Warrior that drops in the game, that is a premium unit. Moving forward, we got the 5th anniversary. We got Ultra Vegito Blue. Ultra Vegito Blue, boy, he's still running the game, and he's rerun recently. I literally bought him up at the start of the video. He's nuts. The Ultra Vegito Blue release is probably the most hyped up reveal they've ever had in Legends history. They brought out a whole orchestra and did these whole cinematics and music. That was crazy. You just had to be there for the reveal of Ultra Vegito Blue. I don't think they've ever put in any more effort for a unit than it was with Ultra Vegito Blue. So we have to give him his props. But the reason why that's important is because it's 3 years after the 2nd anniversary where they dropped the Legends Limited Vegito Blue. So there's clearly a pattern here, but 2 times isn't enough. I think 3 times really seals the deal. So this is where the theory continues. We've already got the case with 2 of the years, being the 1st and the 2nd anniversary, upgrading the Legends Limited to the Ultras for the anniversaries. Now we're going into the 6th anniversary, we'd have to be looking at the 3rd anniversary. And a lot of people have been speculating the idea of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta getting an Ultra. It's very likely, it's almost 100% with the fact that they've already buffed up GT this year. They pretty much announced GT at the start of the year, basically proving that they're going to be buffing it throughout the whole year. Similar to how they buffed up Universe Rep from January last year. They had Universe Rep repping the whole year. Ironic. But you see the point. They have a plan with what they're doing the whole year. If they buffed Universe Rep in January and they continue to do so the whole year, you could imply the same thing with this year with GT, how they started. They've already dropped 3 Legends Limiteds that fit for GT, Super Baby 2, Super 17, and Bomku. Obviously, GT is going to get major buffs going further into the year, so it's highly speculated that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta will get an Ultra. But with the pattern I just showed you between the 1st and the 4th anniversary, then the 2nd and the 5th anniversary, showing a 3-year gap of them upgrading Legends Limited to Ultras, with the speculation of an Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, which is just obvious because of GT, the one other thing that would be missing is the 3-year gap between the 3rd and the 6th anniversary, where they dropped 2 Ultras, which would be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I've already emphasized why outside of this theory, and Corrupt Zamasu or Future Zamasu of any kind. It could be Fusion Zamasu. You get what I'm saying. So that's really the bulk of the theory. I think it makes solid sense, so much sense. It just really fits into place. It shows that they had a plan with developing the game in a certain way, and everybody just had to wait their turn to get a certain buff. They continued their pattern with Fusion Warriors dropping all the time. They did change their pattern a little bit at the end of last year in the festival, where they ended up dropping Ultra UI instead of a Fusion Warrior, but that makes sense considering that they would plan to do this for the anniversary in 2024. But I'm not done. Let me give you more reasons why this is actually plausible. Now, this point is something that gets brought up a lot, and I mentioned it earlier, but every time there's a lot of something that's come out, people speculate for them upgrading that certain thing. So we've already had the speculation so many times before of the Ultra Legendary finish. I think that's super forced, but of course it is a possibility, but I'm gonna just write it off. But more reason why we would get 2 Legend Limiteds at this point is because they have to up the standard of the anniversary. They did something so big last year with Vegito Blue. I think they would just up the standard by releasing 2 Ultras at once that kind of fit the celebration going against each other, with how they had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta going against Corrupt Zamasu in the 3rd anniversary. Dropping 2 Ultras, and we're probably going to get 1 more Ultra before the anniversary. That's me assuming anyways. Even if we don't, it's fine, because we literally got 2 Ultras right now, pretty much back to back, Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Ultra Golden Frieza. If they did drop 2 more, that would give us 18 Ultras in the game. 18. We're already at 16 after Ultra Golden Frieza's release, including the free-to-plays. We would literally be at 18 ultras. That's a lot of ultras to have in the game. Ultras are becoming a lot more rapid, you know. It's not something that we have to wait as long for. At first we were waiting like every 4 months, 3 months. Now they're dropping every 2 months, even sliding back to back after 1 month. They're not slick. So clearly there must be some sort of agenda here that they're pushing for, and it makes it more likely that they drop 2 ultras instead of just the normal 1. Another reason that pushes this theory is that at the end of last year, so 2023, the festival, they ended up doing that thing where they dropped all the ultras pretty much that they've released in the game back to back to back. So they dropped them in like sets of 3. I think one set was like Ultra Super Vegito, Ultra Super Gogeta, and Ultra Gogeta Blue. There was another set was like Ultra Vegito Blue, Kid Buu. You guys know what I'm talking about when they dropped all those ultra sets. Literally, you just had to wait and then you can get any ultra that had released previously. It was mad. And I was like, whoa, they're just rerunning everything. So with these reruns, they're rerunning them a lot more rapid, you know. If they're trying to push them out, they're gonna have to increase the values of ultras in general, and the way these ultras age, boy, it's insane. So dropping 2 might give the game a lot more life in a lot more rapid sense, especially when the meta is stuck in its ways. Dropping 2 ultras that fit completely different teams would shift the game in more ways than one, as long as they're both good anyways. The last thing I wanted to mention, I kind of leaked it just there, but it's the fact that these ultras be aging super fast now. The rate they age is absurd. If they're aging so fast, their value has actually decreased, meaning that they should be dropping more to just fit people's criteria. If they're just dropping ultras every 3 months and they're meant to be the biggest thing in the world, but they're trash, you know, you're not really selling it well. So if they drop more, you don't really have to see them as that thing on a pedestal. It's just something in the game that you could get and it fits something that you like. So you could get your Ultra Super Saiyan Trunks, you can get your Ultra Soda Hope Trunks, you can get your Ultra Final Form Cooler, you can get your Ultra, etc, etc, etc. If the value is not going to be as high before, even though they still often do have very overpowered kits, as with the case with Ultra Golden Frieza and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, it's very likely that if they're gonna also phase out, even though they're overpowered, they gotta keep dropping more, and that could in turn kill the game. And a lot of people always say, oh, it's gonna kill the game. It won't literally kill the game, but at least for the highest ranks of PvP, a lot of people won't be enjoying it as much. But of course, it depends on how they balance it with 1% sparking to Legends Limited. We don't know what they're going to release, so we just have to see for the future. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about this theory. It's actually one that I fully believe and I'm backing. Even if they don't drop a corrupted Zamasu Soul 2 Ultras, I really believe it's very likely that they will drop at least 1, which is Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be happy. But of course, if you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button, man. We're on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.